Hello, hello, amazing listeners. Welcome back to Speak Power Daily. I'm Charlotte, and I am so incredibly happy to be in your ears today. Today, we are going to clear some space in your mind. We are going to do some mental cleaning. Now, I want to start with a question. Be honest with me. How many times have you opened your phone this week, maybe just to check the time, and suddenly found yourself scrolling through Instagram or LinkedIn? You see a photo of a friend who just got a promotion. Then you see a video of someone traveling to a beautiful beach in Thailand. Or, and this is the worst one for us language learners, you see a video of someone speaking perfect, flawless English. And what happens? In the blink of an eye, your mood changes. You feel a little bit smaller. You think, wow, everyone is doing so well. Why am I not there yet? Why is my English still stuck? Why aren't I on a beach in Thailand? If you have felt this way, I have good news. You are a normal human being. But I also have some bad news. You have just entered a race that you didn't sign up for. And the worst part? It is a race you cannot win. Today, we are talking about one of the biggest enemies of progress, one of the biggest enemies of happiness, and definitely one of the biggest enemies of learning English. We are talking about comparison. You know, there is a famous saying in English, comparison is the thief of joy. To steal means to take something that isn't yours. So, comparison literally comes into your house and steals your happiness. It takes your motivation and runs away with it. When we compare our Chapter 1 to someone else's Chapter 20, we aren't just being unfair to ourselves. We are actually hurting our ability to grow. Think about it like this. Imagine you are planting a garden. You plant a tomato seed. You water it, you give it sunlight, and you wait. It takes time. But then, you look over the fence at your neighbor's garden. They have a huge, beautiful apple tree. You look at your little tomato seed and you get angry. You scream at the dirt, "Why aren't you an apple tree?" It sounds silly, right? A tomato cannot be an apple. And your journey with English, or your career, or your life, cannot be the same as anyone else's. Yet we do this every single day. We look at other people and we forget that we are growing our own specific, unique garden. So today, I want us to stop looking over the fence. I want us to put down the binoculars and look at our own dirt, our own seeds. Because if you are too busy watching someone else run their race, you might trip and fall in your own. Let's talk about how to stop this habit, shall we? Let's be honest about what we are actually seeing when we look at other people, especially online. We live in a world of highlights. Do you know what a highlight reel is? In sports, it's a short video that only shows the goals, the winning moments, and the best plays. It never shows the missed shots, the injuries, or the boring practice sessions at 5 a.m. in the rain. Social media is the biggest highlight reel in history. When you see a friend posting about their new job, or a polyglot, someone who speaks many languages, showing off their perfect accent on YouTube, you are seeing the result. You are seeing the finish line. You are not seeing the marathon they ran to get there. This is a dangerous trap for English learners. You might hear someone speaking English fluently and think, "Oh, they are so naturally talented. I will never be like that." But let me tell you a secret. Talent is often just disguised hard work. Imagine an iceberg floating in the ocean. You know the image, right? Above the water, you see a beautiful white mountain of ice. It looks majestic. That is what you see: the fluency, the confidence, the success. But as we all know, 90% of the iceberg is underwater. It is hidden. What is underwater? For an English learner, the underwater part is the thousands of mistakes. It is the moments of frustration where they wanted to quit. It is the embarrassing times they used the wrong word in a meeting. It is the hours of listening to podcasts when they didn't understand anything. You don't see that heavy, messy, difficult part. You only see the shiny top. When you compare yourself to them, you are comparing your behind the scenes to their movie trailer. You know your own struggles intimately. You know every time you forget a word. You know every time you feel shy. But you don't know theirs, so you assume they don't have any struggles. This is unfair to you. You are judging your raw, unpolished reality against someone else's edited, polished fiction. It is like comparing your messy kitchen while you are cooking dinner to a photograph of a meal in a fancy restaurant. Of course, the restaurant photo looks better, but that doesn't mean your dinner won't be delicious. So, the next time you feel that little pinch of jealousy or sadness when you see someone better than you, remember the iceberg. Tell yourself, I am seeing the result, not the process. Respect their hard work, yes. Be happy for them, absolutely. But do not let their shiny iceberg make you feel like your ship is sinking. You are simply at a different point in your journey. And guess what? Your iceberg is being built, day by day, under the water where no one can see it yet. And that is exactly how it should be. Now, I want you to imagine a marathon. Picture hundreds of runners at the starting line. There's the professional athlete in the front, wearing the expensive shoes and the sponsors' logos. There's the grandmother running for charity. There's the person who just wants to finish. And then, there's you. The gun goes off. Bang! Everyone starts running. But wait, do you look at the professional athlete and think, I must beat him? Do you look at the grandmother and think, I am faster than her? No, that would be ridiculous. Why? Because you are running your race. Your only goal is to cross the finish line at your own pace with your own legs. If you try to run at the professional athlete's speed, you will burn out in 5 minutes. You will collapse on the side of the road, exhausted and injured. And if you try to slow down to match someone else, you won't reach your potential. You have to find your rhythm. In English learning, this is crucial. We all have different starting lines. Maybe you started learning English when you were 5 years old. Maybe you started last year. Maybe you have a natural ear for languages, or maybe you struggle with grammar. Maybe you live in an English-speaking country, or maybe you practice alone in your bedroom. These are all completely different races. If you compare your Chapter 5 to someone else's Chapter 20, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are ignoring your unique context. A person who studied English for 10 years should be better than someone who started 6 months ago. That is logical. So why do we feel bad about it? Why do we let it hurt our confidence? Let's focus on something much more powerful than comparison: personal progress. Instead of asking, "Am I better than my colleague?" ask yourself, "Am I better than I was last month?" Think about it. Do you remember when you couldn't understand a simple sentence in a movie? Do you remember when you were terrified to order a coffee in English? Now, look at you. You are listening to a podcast about mindset in English. That is progress. That is a victory. When you track your own progress, you become your own competition. And let me tell you, that is the healthiest competition in the world. You can celebrate every small win without feeling jealous. You can be proud of yourself without needing to be better than anyone else. So, stop looking sideways. Put on your blinkers, those things horses wear so they can only see forward. Focus on your lane. Focus on your feet hitting the pavement. Focus on your breathing. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. And believe me, That person is already cheering for you. We talked earlier about highlight reels, but let's dive deeper into the actual beast that feeds this monster: social media. It is a tool, yes, but it can also be a trap. A shiny, addictive comparison trap. Have you ever noticed that when you scroll through Instagram or TikTok, you often feel worse? You start the day feeling okay. Maybe you made a nice breakfast. Maybe you learned 5 new English words. You feel productive. Then, ding, you open the app. Suddenly, you see a video of a 19-year-old entrepreneur who just bought a house, or a friend from high school posting about their dream job in London. What happens to your nice breakfast? What happens to your 5 new words? Suddenly, they feel small, insignificant. Ugh, you think. My breakfast is just eggs. Their breakfast is avocado toast on a balcony in Paris. Or, I learned 5 words, but that guy speaks 7 languages fluently. This is the trap. Social media is designed to show you the extraordinary, not the ordinary. But life, real life, is mostly ordinary. It is mostly making breakfast, going to work, and learning 5 words at a time. And that is okay. That is beautiful in its own way. But when we consume so much extraordinary content, our brain gets confused. We start to think that everyone else is living this amazing, perfect life all the time. We think we are the only ones struggling, the only ones who feel tired, the only ones who make mistakes in English. This is a distortion of reality. It's like looking into a funhouse mirror at a carnival, the ones that make you look tall and thin, or short and wide. Social media is a funhouse mirror for our lives. It stretches the good parts and hides the bad parts. So, how do we escape this trap? We have to be mindful consumers. We have to curate our feed. If seeing a certain account makes you feel bad about yourself, unfollow them. Seriously, do it right now. It is not rude, it is self-care. Follow accounts that inspire you, that teach you, that make you laugh. Follow accounts that show the messy parts of learning, the struggles, the real human experience. And remember, people post their wins. They rarely post their losses. They post the job offer, not the rejection letters. They post the fluent speech, not the stuttering practice session. So when you see a win, remind yourself, that is just one moment in their day. I am seeing 1% of their life. Don't let a stranger's 1% ruin your 100%. Your journey is valid, even if it's not Instagram perfect. Your English is valuable, even if you don't sound like a native speaker yet. Your life is meaningful, even if you aren't posting about it every 5 minutes. Step out of the trap, my friends. Step back into your own reality. It is much kinder here. So, my friends, we have talked about the race you didn't sign up for. We have looked at the hidden iceberg of hard work. We have decided to run our own race, and we have stepped out of the social media trap. Now, I want to leave you with one final thought. It is a secret weapon that you carry with you every single day. That secret weapon is you. I know. It sounds like a greeting card, but stay with me. Think about your voice, literally, the sound of your voice. Think about your accent. Think about the way you smile when you find the right word in English. No one else on this planet, not one single person among nearly 8 billion people, has your exact combination of experiences, thoughts, and feelings. When you try to compare yourself to others, you are essentially trying to be a copy. You are trying to be a Control+C, Control+V version of someone else. But the world doesn't need more copies. The world needs originals. Your accent? That isn't a mistake. That is your history. It is a badge of honor that says, I speak another language. I am brave enough to communicate in a tongue that is not my own. Your mistakes? They are not failures. They are proof that you are trying, that you are stretching your brain, that you are growing. Imagine an orchestra. If every single musician played the violin, it would be boring, wouldn't it? We need the deep sound of the cello. We need the bright sound of the flute. We need the steady rhythm of the drums. You are a specific instrument in this global orchestra of English speakers. If you try to sound exactly like the flute when you are a drum, you rob the world of your unique rhythm. So, here is my challenge for you today. The next time you speak English, don't worry about sounding like a native speaker. Don't worry about sounding like your boss or that YouTuber you watch. Focus on connecting. Focus on sharing your ideas, your humor, and your heart. Because at the end of the day, language is not about perfection. It is about connection. And you cannot truly connect with anyone if you are pretending to be someone else. Be proud of where you are right now. Be proud of the work you have done. Celebrate the messy, imperfect, beautiful journey you are on. You are doing an amazing job, better than you think. Thank you so much for letting me spend this time with you today. Take a deep breath, hold your head high, and go speak your power. I'm Charlotte, and I will be right here cheering for you in the next episode. Bye for now. Enjoyed this episode? If you would like to explore more inspiring podcasts, visit our channel